So let's try number 25 out of 12.2. They want us to use the indicated row operations to basically fill in the blanks. Okay? So what in the heck do they mean by row 1, double-headed arrow, row 2? What would you mean by doing this? Yeah, I'd mean maybe interchange them. That's really all they mean. Right? This thing, right, when I look at this first matrix, I really should think to myself that this is a system of equations, right? So this guy in particular is something like 2x plus y minus 2z equals 11, equals negative 11. X plus 2y plus 3z is 16, and 3x plus, you guys finish that one? 2y plus z equals perfect, right? Is there any particular reason I had to write this thing down in this particular order? No, not at all, right? They're just 3 equations. They don't really care about what order they're given it. So if I did this, right, if I wrote a double-headed arrow there between row 1 and row 2, what would you write? Yeah, you just switch their spots, right? So what would that do to my system of equations? Yeah, I'd put 1, 2, 3, 16 in the first row of my system of equations, right?
2, 1, negative 2, negative 11.
Yeah, and then I put the coefficients for the second equation in the second row, right? You guys see that this is one of those allowed operations because it doesn't really change anything, right? Okay, that's all they wanted me to do.
What's the purpose? Yeah, what's the purpose?
Yeah, what's the purpose? So on these guys, we're going to look to get rid of this thing. We're going to turn that into a 0 first. Then we're going to turn this into a 0. Then we're going to turn this into a 0. So I have an order I target these things in. It starts bottom left, and then it goes up, and then I go down to the middle. And then I'll target these if I really want to solve this thing. Like if I want to work on the whole matrix and get x is something, y is something, and z is something, right? I want zeros in all those spots. There's a nice systematic way to do this. It's to start in the bottom left, then go up one, then go down, and then start in the top. It doesn't particularly matter how you get these. One thing that might be convenient for me is if I had an equation, right, with a 0 here in that first spot, I might exchange it to put it down there so I don't have to do any more work. We'll see one in the next example, okay? I mean, I just trade the rows so that I get the 0 where I want it. This makes things a little more systematic. This is a nice step that you use to teach these to a computer. People deal a little bit better with having the zeros scattered all around, but computers really don't. Cool?